Hey guys, Rachel West here along with Rick Stroud. Getting ready for Bucs Jets up in New Jersey. And Rick, the Bucs have activated Mike Evans, taken him off the COVID list. So that's good news, especially for a very injured offense at the moment. We're not sure if he's going to play it or not. It'll probably be a game time decision. But what is that balance there that goes into that decision of, getting him back? And I know he's got a record that he's probably really hoping to reach these last couple of games here, but then also same time keeping in mind that we need these guys at the top of their game come playoff time.
Yeah, I think it's important that you not put somebody out there that's gonna further damage whatever they're dealing with. And in case of Mike, he's got a hamstring injury. He didn't play last week. It wasn't considered as serious as Leonard Fournette's in the first place. So they'll watch him closely. He did some individual stuff on Friday. He did some team stuff. But with Mike Evans, he's never been a guy that wants to miss any games, sometimes to his own detriment. So they'll have to watch him. But he does have that record. And people may think that that's not important, but it's really important to him. He's had 8 or 7 straight seasons with 1,000 yards. He'd like to make it 8. He needs 101 yards to do that. He could do it in the final game, but, that might be a game where you do take some of your starters out at halftime if you have a lead over Carolina. So I think he'd like to be involved in this game in some respect. And really with Antonio Brown, aggravating his ankle injury, there's no way of knowing who's going to be ready to go on Sunday. So they'd certainly welcome him back. At the same time, I would agree with you. I think they got to be very cautious about, how much they play him and just what they ask him to do.
They're crossing their fingers. They said that he can go. So we'll see how that plays out come Sunday. And while he did just get activated from the COVID list, they've got a whole slew of other guys still there. But a few of them, including Bruce Arians, are able possibly to come back on Sunday. So what would the plan be there if they are able to come back?
Yeah, well, with the new protocols, you only have to be out 5 days so long as you're asymptomatic. Now, earlier in the week, Bruce was suffering from a cough, a little bit of congestion. I hear he's doing better. I don't know the status of Sean Murphy-Bunting or Jamel Dean, but presumably if those guys feel well enough, they can't travel with the team because they're going to go up on Saturday. Sunday would be the day that they would be clear if they don't have any symptoms. So the Bucs have prepared to charter a plane for those guys. The kickoff's not till 1:00. There's plenty of time to get them up to New Jersey, 2.5 hour flight away. So that's the idea right now, at least. Harold Goodwin's ready to be the head coach if he needs to step in. He's the assistant head coach who's run practice this week. But, a real pretty good chance with these new COVID protocols that they will have the full complement of their secondary.
And as we mentioned, Bruce Arians is one of those guys that has been out this week. So Harold Goodwin has kind of stepped up as that interim coach. So what is the impact of that going into this game against the Jets, not having BA around, and particularly his golf cart around at practice all week?
That's been the biggest thing, is that we haven't seen him in the golf cart. Bruce is at this stage, he's got guys on his staff that he's known for 30 years. When you've got coordinators like Byron Leftwich and Todd Bowles, they run those meetings, they run the offense, they do the game planning. But Bruce does such a great job of setting the tone for the team, talking to them before and after practices. And I'm sure they miss his presence out there. By the same token, this is the best of all situations. He's been with Harold Goodwin for years now. Harold is their assistant head coach. He does the run game coordinating stuff. And just working with the general manager on injuries and things like that, everything is run extremely smoothly. And I think the biggest thing is, on offense anyway, you've got a quarterback in Tom Brady, and he's not going to let anybody slide. They're going to be getting after it like they would whether Bruce was there or not.
It's been the offense getting a lot of the attention here with all the big names going out. But really, there's only 2 guys that we know to be out for sure, Shaq and JPP, come Sunday, both guys on the defensive side. So who's going to be stepping up, and what are the type of impacts that they're going to be able to make?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is kind of a good thing for these guys. They're excited about their opportunities, whether it's Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, who has started a bunch of games, started last week, of course, in that game at Carolina. Cam Gill, who's somebody that hasn't played much. You can go back to the Super Bowl. He actually got in the game and had a sack against Kansas City. So he's been on the big stage. He's chomping at the bit to show what he can do. Anthony Nelson, for the amount of snaps he's played, he's been very productive. He had a sack last week as well. They had 7 of them in the game. So their pass rush has really been coming on, and they're going to miss Shaq Barrett, no question. They're going to miss JPP's energy. They didn't have him last week. They still managed to get after the quarterback, but this is really an opportunity to build depth and to gain confidence with these young guys, because it's a long season, still one more regular season game, and who knows how long in the postseason with injuries, with COVID, you're going to need these guys. So they're looking forward to playing, and I think they'll do a good job.
Yep, I know they're excited for the opportunity, and so we'll see how that goes. Make sure you guys are keeping up with all of our Bucs coverage that we've got for you over on social media at Sports by Tampa Bay Times, as well as tampabay.com.